Hi, I'm Jamica Hines, and this week I chose SACSCOC, or the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges, or SACSCOC, which is the regional body for the accreditation of degree granting higher education institutions in the southern states. I chose SACSCOC because that is the accrediting body that my institution uses. So, I one of my goals for this year is to learn more about our accreditation process. So, what better way to start than to use this body for this project? For this study, I was actually shocked that there were not more standards related to technology. And I believe I had to, in an essence, make it make sense for me, for myself. So what I found was on section 10. It's educational policies, procedures, and practices. And there are several standards within section 10, but I will focus on three. So standard 10.2, it states the institution makes available to students and public current academic calendars, grading policies, cost of attendance, and refund policies. And this is basically your public information. I believe technology is related to this standard because, for instance, with my institution, we put all of our academic calendars, our grading policies, the cost of attendance, and refund policies on our internet, on our website. Now, whether that information is easily accessible is a different story. For one, I'm not a fan of our college website. The information is there, but it's not always easy to find. So I would have liked to glean a little bit more insight within the documents that I found within the principles of accreditation, foundations for quality enhancement. Um, on what they're actually looking for. Are they looking for just a checklist? Okay, boom, it's there. Or are they looking for more detailed information, or are they scoring you based on how easily accessible it is? The next one, I believe it was 10.3. It says the institution ensures the availability of archived official catalogs, digital or print, with relevant information for course and degree requirements sufficient to serve former and returning students. As many institutions, we do not print course catalogs anymore. Everything is digital, and a lot of work actually goes into putting the catalog online. You have to put it through Aculog, and I learned a little bit more about that process this year because our long-standing employee who handled all of that, he retired this year. So we had to find a way to get our catalog up and running and updated by the start of registration. So once again, it doesn't really go into detail of what they're looking for, but we have to make sure that not only do we have our current catalog online and available for students, but also archived catalogs for students who might have attended within the past few years and have come back. And we are seeing a lot of that more so with the implementation of Tennessee Reconnect. Now, the one that I feel that really addresses technology within education or within higher education is standard 10.6. It says an institution that offers distance or correspondence education, A, ensures that the student who registers in a distance or correspondence education course or program is the same student who participates in and completes the course or program and receives credit. So, questions to look for within this standard, or at least that part: how do we confirm that the student is who they say they are? And I'm thinking about, the classes that we're taking this semester. So how do you know that it's really Jamica who's submitting this information? For this class, I think it's pretty easy because we have to do a lot of video or recording, so you get an idea of actually who I am. But maybe in some other classes, you don't really have that personal touch. So we have to ensure that the students are who they say they are. The second part of it is that the institution must have a written procedure for protecting the privacy of students enrolled in distance and correspondence education courses or programs. Now, I did look this up. I searched on both Nashville State and ETSU to make sure that that's there. I do want my privacy protected, and I can see why this is a standard because that is important, especially in this day and age where systems are being hacked constantly. And the last one was we have to ensure that students are notified in writing at the time of registration or enrollment of any projected additional student charges associated with verification of student identity. Um, I haven't had to run into this, so of course I haven't seen anything like that. Um, but once again, I was very shocked at the lack of technology found within SACSCOC. I even reached out to someone who is a SACS liaison for their institution just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And I wasn't. I do believe that if they are making changes, that technology will probably move to become a higher priority within accreditation. And finally, another part of the assignment was to understand the differences between national or regional accrediting bodies and professional. And I took that made me take a look at what professional accrediting bodies that my institution worked with. And I found that we worked with about seven different accrediting bodies, and it ranges from business, culinary, education, engineering, nursing, occupational therapy, allied health programs. But what's interesting is that I've only really heard in detail of the process for our culinary accrediting body and nursing. I What I want to do now, since I have gotten knee deep into accreditations, is just to learn more, just have a greater working knowledge on how my institution works with these different bodies and how we tailor our programs to meet those standards. This assignment was very enlightening, and I believe I ended the assignment with more questions than I had going into it. I look forward to your feedback. Thank you.